that was great, Martin. Come over here and join me on the couch. And really nice to see such a different, you know, the heavy electric guitar, leather jacket, and then quite soft on the piano.
Oh, I'm a man of many facets.
That's right, many talents. You started 15 when you started the Chills.
Actually, yeah, there's a band called The Same before that. That's when I was 15, but
that was the
1980 for the Chills. It's a long time.
A long time. And you've had how many members, is it, over that time? You've lost count, I think.
I have lost count. I think it was 2026 or something like that.
I think you might be exaggerating.
But this present lineup's been together consistent since late '99, except for one recent change with a marvellous new keyboardist, Erica Stitchbury, who plays beautiful violin, and it's been like the missing piece of a jigsaw. The band just feels great.
Yeah, because that's what I've read, that you're really confident about this band, and you've got some big plans, including some kind of record deal that you're putting together with Warner Brothers, is that correct?
Well, we still, in theory, they own our product in the States, and we want to get back to the States and Europe to as soon as possible with a new album. So, yeah, we'll see if they still want to be involved with that. They'll probably release the back catalogue to cash in or something.
And from reading my research notes, I understand that America just loved you when you went there, that you had some of the biggest response there.
Certainly, it was on the verge of sort of crossing over from the college radio circuit, which is a big sort of deal there, into, I think it was AOR, they call it, adult-oriented radio. And then the whole industry kind of like got topsy-turvy with, I think computer games started out selling music for the first time, all sorts of things happened. But certainly America loved us. There they like us for Heavenly Pop Hit. New Zealand knows us more for Leather Jacket. Europe, it was Pink Frost. It's kind of, yeah, it's different everywhere. Well,
that's right, and it's interesting, all the crew here, you know, humming Leather Jacket and talking about their experiences with it in the pubs and in New Zealand. And of course, it's that Dunedin sound where you were born. And you
born in Wellington, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, where the band was born, I should say. Oh, born at Austin. Welcome back. Welcome back to Wellington.
Oh, it's great to come home.
So, and you still live there, despite quite big success overseas and quite a few years spent overseas. What brings you back home?
I think it's the environment, the atmosphere is just great for so conducive to creativity, and there was something draining about being overseas in a much more cutthroat kind of industry. And so it was good to be able to come back. Dunedin, even economically, it's much more viable. You can come back here, create the music, and then go away and have all the experiences, come back home to safety.
It is something about coming home, and I think you don't really appreciate it till you go overseas and live overseas. You don't appreciate what a wonderful place New Zealand is. Now, you have some great stories from when you were in Europe, and I just thought you might want to share a few of those with us. How long? You lived there for quite a few years, late 80s?
Yeah, during the late 80s, we were there based in London a lot of the time, touring Europe. We played about 19 countries all up, I've counted. That's if you include Scotland and Ireland as
different.
Yeah, so I sort of cheated, but no, we had some great times. There was one coming back from Norway back into Sweden. They said we should go that way on the map. We saw this road over the top of the hill, looked much quicker. We soon found out that we had a tall, high-top Volkswagen van. The snow was much taller on either side. The only other vehicle we passed was the snow machine itself. Bright orange lights, snow everywhere, it looked beautiful. When we stopped at the top of the hill, as nature called, we found that we'd been driving on black ice the whole way, just the sheer weight of the van
had stopped you slipping.
Yeah, and the van we used to call the blender because we had like half a ton of equipment, all these people, and the seats weren't really buckled down properly, so in anticipation of an accident,
it would have been
the blender was quite appropriate.
So once you got up there, when you realised you're on ice, what did you do? You kept going?
We had to keep going, yeah.
That must have been terrifying, knowing that you were on that sheet ice.
Also, the heater in that van cooked the people in the front seats and nobody else in the back got any of it, so we were a bit grumpy that day.
Did you all have to swap places to freeze to death
eventually,
warm up? What about your experience in East Berlin before the wall came down? What happened there?
That was great. I think we were the third or fourth band ever to have gone from the West, and we're pretty sure it was because of David Longhi's Labour government's policy on no nuclear American warships at the time.
Are you serious?
I think so. That's the indication we got, was they saw us as a left-leaning country, and They weren't allowed posters. They'd heard it on us through the BBC International John Peel show used to play some of our stuff.
Okay.
There was one line in the newspaper saying this New Zealand band is playing next week, and we got 1,200 people turn up in this hall going off their nuts. It was just fantastic, so emotional. And then we made good friends. A photographer really put himself on the line showing us around. He pointed out the KGB following us around in little cars, and then the night, and then sort of having to say goodbye to him and all the others as we went through what's the name of the gate? I forget the name of the gate, but it was tragic. But then I got this phone call 4 o'clock in the morning the night the wall came down, and it was this guy, Peter Braun, the photographer. I'm out. I haven't seen him yet, so I can't wait to get back to Europe. But yeah, it was very emotional. Somebody had made a New Zealand flag, and someone threw up this T-shirt on stage with a painting of the globe with a person standing on the bottom upside down, you know, from down under. Somebody gave me a little teddy bear because it was the emblem of East Berlin, but they'd made a little leather jacket for it, and they called it Chili Rainbow, the little bear. I found it the other day, I've still got it. So you make special moments, special contacts. It's good.
And you've noted a lot of this down, I understand, for a future autobiography.
I'd love to write something at some point, not just about the Chills, but the whole sort of era. One of my only regrets is I started writing my diary in '83. If I'd started in '78, I would have got that whole sort of Dunedin punk scene and the excitement of those first few years. But apart from that, we've got the Chills' first travels overseas and all subsequent ones, and yeah, it's become quite an important document.
So what's the hope, I guess, now for the current form of the Chills? What, you know, where do you see your audience lying? Who do you think it is?
We've got 2 agents in the States who both are vying for the next tour, who say there's a lot of interest in 80s music generally at the moment. We've got our old audience who'd be there for the nostalgia, but there's also this young crowd who would love to see us. We're finding the more we play in Dunedin, say, we're getting less of the nostalgia crowd and more of the young crowd I'm very chuffed at that, you know, for a band to be going this long and the young people still seeing the energy and telling their friends they come along. So we need to get new material out to kind of move forward and get out there and promote it.
Well, you certainly have the talent, and it's just terrific to have you on the show. Best of luck.
Thank you.
With this new group, which isn't that new, in fact, but this new formation, and we wish you the best.
Thanks very much.
And we have 5 signed copies of the Chills album Stand By to give away. If you'd like to win one, just tell us which New Zealand city the Chills come from. You can enter online at tvnz.co.nz, keyword Good Morning, and follow the links on our competition page, or you can send your answer to Good Morning Chills Giveaway, PO Box 31643, Lower Hutt. Well, we're going to update